The majority of these college students honestly know exactly what they're protesting for.
The majority of these college students are here on a government loan. They are studying something unbelievably stupid. They are basically being bilked for money. They have no idea. It's the next cool thing to do. The average person, I think, at these protests is the kid that isn't cool or good looking enough to be invited to a house party. So because they're not invited to a house party, they make their own, which is out here, which is why what happens when they summon these people with a flyer, 10,000 of them show up. These are 10,000 people with nowhere else to be, fundamentally. So, no, I don't believe that they have any idea what they're protesting. I don't think they know about what the Green Line is, or the 87 or the 67 borders, or the 48 war. These people don't know what river and what sea. I think they think it's from the Hudson River to the Atlantic, maybe? Like, they have no idea what river and what sea.
Yeah. And who is on the right side? Or who should the people be supporting? People of Israel, Palestine, or should it just be everyone come together and find peace?
You cannot logically and fruitfully say that you support the people of Palestine for several reasons. One, they elected Hamas. They are amongst the most religiously Muslim countries or territories in the world. This idea that they're these beautiful, friendly people, they are extreme. They are like ISIS level. They want a caliphate. So that's number one. Number two, the word Palestinian was created in 1967 by Yasser Arafat after they lost yet another war. They are Jordanian. In fact, if one is honest, every Arab state that we know today was created after 1917. People talk about the division of Palestine, but real Palestine was right after World War I. That included all of Jordan. So what they want is not a two-state solution. What they want is a four-state solution. They want Israel, Gaza, Jordan, and the West Bank. And on top of that, that's not even counting Syria, Lebanon, and all the other Levantine Arab countries. The reality is that these people who have become the most metastasized form of Islamist in that region are not wanted by other Arabs. Other Arabs are so happy to push them in their fight with Israel and don't want to take a single one of them. That's what it comes down to. If they are Arabs, they belong in other Arab countries. So if you're going to support someone, if you want peace, the answer is population swaps, and it's to create an actual Jewish state with its own borders without a constant need to somehow provide food and water to its neighbors who also hate them.
Wow. And is there anything, I got kicked out of Colombia yesterday. I got kicked out of Colombia by the people inside of the Palestinian camp. Is there anything I should know before going back today?
A, these people are all cowards. There's a video, I think, out there of me where I'm yelling, kind of hurtful, but I think relatively well-said things at them. They don't do anything. These people are cowards. They swarm in large numbers. Take a few of your friends with you. Stand your ground. They are absolute cowards. Next time you want to go over there, how did you get in, by the way? Did you have a pass?
I figured out a way to get in.
So that's the issue. I was going to say I'll join you, but the problem is I'm good at walking powerfully forward. I'm not good at climbing over things. So I don't know how I would get in. My recommendation to you is interviewing these people is about as wise and fruitful as interviewing your cat. You're not going to get any interesting answers out of them, and they're going to hit that wall of cognitive dissonance where they don't know the answer to the questions, and they're just going to get angry. And you're not dealing with Colombia's best, to the extent Colombia has any best left. So my recommendation to you is interview them in small pieces, because you're not going to produce very much if you do it otherwise. That's what I would recommend to you.
Do you think America should be involved with this conflict? Because we are about 6,000 miles away from what is going on. Do you think we should be involved with what's going on?
So this is one of the unfortunate parts of the right, and the more fringe parts keep arguing, what does it matter to us? I mean, what do you mean, what does it matter to us? This is the only foothold of the West in the world, and certainly in the Mideast. If you look around the rest of the planet, look at every Western country. Open borders, no free speech, limitless immigration. They give the immigrants all the benefits. They allow them to riot on the streets. Israel and America are the only two countries left that have any amount of control of their borders, of freedom of speech, of freedom of religion. And that is why these people hate Israel so much. To many people, it isn't even about the Jews. It's actually a hatred of any country they perceive as being white and as having closed borders and any kind of nationalism. Israel to them is the last bastion of this, and they hate it so much because they only see the world in terms of brown and white. Israel is whiter, their opponents are browner, they must be right. And as far as why it matters to us, the amount of money we're throwing out there, look at some of these agencies, how much money they're taking up for nothing. They are not even close to the amount of money we send to Israel, which only can use it to buy our weapons anyway. And the final thought, and this is very important, we give Israel money because we want them to upkeep this endlessly defensive war with their neighbors. People on the left think that if we stop giving Israel money, Israel will just disappear. Israel, if we stop giving Israel money, Israel will have to start fighting offensive wars using their actual military might, because it's much more expensive to sit in this endless stalemate and defend your savage neighbors crossing your borders than it is to just flat out push them out, right?
100%. The Israeli rockets, the Iron Dome, every time that Hamas shoots a rocket, the Iron Dome, it costs them like 50 grand just to essentially shoot them, just stop the rockets from getting into Israeli populations. America's the type of ally where they just sort of keep us in this box where we're always defending ourselves from the Arab countries around us that are, trying to eliminate us.
That is a luxury to live this way, and what we're being pushed upon is effectively it is effectively the racism of lowered expectations. Israel's being told by the West that you need to be better than them, and why do these so-called progressives think this way? Are they suggesting that they think that Arabs are unable to make better decisions than Jews? Is that what they're saying? So if you stop funding Israel, Israel will have to go on a warpath, because Israel is never disappearing. Israel is a 1900-year-old dream of the Jewish people. We predate just about every other culture on the planet. We're not going away, not again. So if you stop giving us money, we're just gonna have to find it ourselves. So that would be unfortunate for everybody. And Israel also, America pays for a little influence, or as you see now, quite a bit of influence over Israeli politics. It's pay to play. In Russia, we have a saying: he who pays for the band orders the music. So if you stop paying for the music, don't be surprised when the band plays songs you don't like.
At the end of the day, this war and battle that is going on is between religion, race, and land.
All of it. All three are mixed together, with the, obviously with the addition that Jews are one of the few, what we call an ethno-religious group, which is, it's a group that has kept largely the same religion, and because of that, the same ethnicity, and it's the two feedback. Sikhs are the other example of this. Okay. So yes, it's all three of those things mixed together, which in the Mideast is not surprising.
And we're going to have an election in 2024.
Yes, we will.
What president do you think will be best to control the situation?
There is simply no question about this topic. We had 3 years, if you don't count COVID, of Donald Trump where there were no conflicts. Russia made no territorial gain. Iran actually kept to its borders, and there was no war just about anywhere. Now, unfortunately, when dealing with people who live and think like savages, you cannot show weakness, you cannot show moral equivacy, and you can't not try to play the both sides argument. There is no question that Donald Trump is, setting aside if he's better for America or not, he is so much better for the Mideast, and he is better for peace, because the answers speak for themselves. We're
tethered by the fact that Joe Biden is giving us money, and it's not a good thing. And it's something that is slowing us down, and it's something that is portraying us in a bad light. The longer this war goes on, the worse it is for Joe Biden, the worse it is for everyone. If we would have just gone in strong and hard, as opposed to listening to Joe Biden to slow down, essentially the war would be over. Yes, there might be more casualties or less casualties, but people would be happier because it's over. You're going into Rafah anyway. Instead of waiting, you just got to rip the Band-Aid off, and that would be better for everyone. Every single part of that interview was correct. Especially the last part about Biden versus Trump. Anyone that still thinks that Joe Biden is the peacemaker and he's the one that's going to help us all is out of their minds. We went from peace through strength with Donald Trump to war through weakness with Joe Biden. And any Israeli or any, Jew that votes for the Democrats is obviously, helping that, and is totally abandoning Israel